Hey Ridley, I'm Should mod for Mano's channel. I wanted to do this video analysis for you. You asked what you could do to improve. You're like, how in the world did I beat this guy? I want to look at some of the things you did and show you some things you could do better. And sort of point out the reason that you won, actually. I've already gone through this to see... First off, I had to figure out who you were because you didn't indicate, so I had to figure out who actually won the game. So I knew what was going on. So, the traditional way, the official way you're supposed to do this first opener, is you make one drone as soon as you get into the game, and then with the next 100 minerals you make an overlord, and then with the next 50 minerals you make another drone. So you double drone here, which means you do get a little bit of a supply block here, and then you start an overlord. If you make the overlord and then make another drone, make that drone with the first 50 minerals, make the overlord with the second 50 minerals, you instantly end your supply block as soon as the 14th drone pops, and you can start more drones or whatever. So, just a little bit of an adjustment. Now, you are sending this guy across the map, which is great. And you take a really early gas, which is fine, I guess. You can supply your overload pops. And then, you're just droning. So, if you're going to do a gas this early, I recommend getting a pool very shortly thereafter, because this gas isn't really going to get you anything until after, like you notice here, you're just saturating it. So you started this a long time ago. So let's see, your gas starts at like 30 seconds. But you're not actually using it until the 1 minute mark. So you could have had a drone mining for that much longer without actually making this gas. So basically, Zerg want to have a very tight opener, which is like a gas pool hatch or a pool hatch gas or whatever. And if you go to sc2swarm.com, you can find some really good opening build orders to use. That is a site managed by Beauty, the clan lead of SC2Swarm. And it's actually really good information, and I'll post a link in the description for this. So anyway, you go and take your hatch, but you take the second gas, and this is important because later you're going to have a lot of gas that you can't spend. And this is just like, it has to do with not really knowing what you're supposed to be doing, which is fully understandable if you just started learning how to play the game. But you'll notice here that you have 12 of 16 on minerals, and you're getting another gas. So by having this extra gas and no real way to spend it, you're going to have a lot of gas. And because you're mining 3 on gas here, you're not mining minerals, you're not going to have the ability to make a lot of units if you need them, or a lot more drones, etc. You won't be able to expand as fast. So you made 6 Zerglings, which is absolutely fine. You get across the map and you see... Generally you want to go into the natural base to see if they've taken a natural, so that you have an idea of what's going on, but honestly, that kind of scouting early on is really hard to do, because at your level, you're still trying to figure out what your hotkeys even do. So, getting scouting information isn't necessarily a big deal. At least not at this point. So you're going to go and attack in the middle of the map. You actually take a really good fight. You are running into the natural. Do another decent fight. And so he's going to now go attack. So one thing that you can do is, if you'll notice, your queen has energy here. You've got 61 energy, which is 2 injects, which means you're not injecting everything. So what you want to try to do is every 30 seconds you want to inject all of your hatcheries at the same time. So you inject all your hatcheries, and then you select your hatcheries and you spend your larva on drones or fighting units, and then you'll make however many overlords is the same number as how many bases you're injecting. So say you're injecting 2 hatcheries, you're going to make 2 overlords. When you do your injects, you make 2 overlords and you're a bunch of units. Is that way you're going to be making units and overlords every 30 seconds, and you don't have to worry about getting supply blocked, which is a major issue in a lot of games, especially if you are trying to make a lot of units at a time. And the other thing you could do is, when you send out an attack, you drone behind it. Like, you send out the attack and then you make drones, and then when they clean that attack up and they counterattack, after you make those drones, your next set of larvae gets spent making units. So then you have a worker lead, and you have drones to continue getting an economy lead. So you're going into Baneling Nest here. You've got double Evo chambers, and you're sitting at 15 workers. So You're mining a lot of gas. You see you've already got 1,100 gas and 280 minerals, and you're only really spending minerals right now. So you're mining a lot of gas that you don't actually need. And you're just kind of making army units right now. And so you're just not making drones. You built a baneling nest, like defensively, but you're getting double upgrades for melee, and you made a roach one. You are getting into that drone count now. Getting a lair. But you see now you're sitting at 1,600 gas. You can't spend all the gas you're making on more than one gas right now because you don't have mineral income. There's something referred to as the rule of one gas, and that's when you only have one gas geyser until you have your main mineral line and your natural mineral line saturated, and at that point then you can take extra gases and a third base or whatever. So by not taking this extra gas, you literally have half the gas income, which means you'd only have 800 right now, and you'd have a lot more minerals that you could spend on things like roaches or zerglings or overlords, whatever. And so also notice that this queen has maxed out on energy, which means you're not injecting. What this means is you don't have larvae. So you have 7 larvae right now. Your hatchery produces 3 larvae every 30 seconds. With a queen's inject, you get an additional 3 larvae every 30 seconds, which means 6 larvae per hatchery, which means every 30 seconds on 2 bases you can make 12 things. 12 roaches, 12 drones, 24 zerglings because zerglings come out 2 at a time. So by having the injects to allow you to get larvae, that is going to allow you to keep your production up. So next thing, your hatchery is misplaced. I know it's kind of hard to tell, but if you enable building grid in your hotkeys, display build grid. So you enable that, and you go to a hatchery. When you try to build it, it's going to show you like a green area outline. Like it will not allow you to place it any closer than it can be, but you want to place it as close to the mineral patches as possible. So basically, this little orange square sort of shows you where your hatchery should be. So like your hatchery should be in the middle of the square, so just 1 hex over. So you're now building drones. You're sitting, building a army unit. So basically what ended up happening is you just kind of attacked this guy a lot. And, which is what you do when you build fighting units, you attack people. He did a really good job consistently pulling this base. He had it really early, but he never really had the ability to use it. So he's on a much higher drone count than you, and he gets much more tech. But he doesn't really ever have enough to contest you. So you see right now you have 1,700 gas, give or take. You come over here and you attack another base, and you just are basically constantly attacking this guy, which is awesome. You actually made mutalisks, which are a very interesting choice. And you have so far killed 22 drones, which is another reason you're winning this game. Because if you look at the worker count right now, he's down to 43. You've killed 22. So that meant he would have been at 65 workers, which honestly on 4 bases is more or less along the lines of where you should be right now. But you just don't have a lot of workers. Your total worker count is 32. You could have so many more workers, and you're spending your gas now, which is good. But at this point, when you're making units on lair tech, you get your infestation pit down, you get your hydralisk den, you've made a bunch of mutas, so you're spending a lot of gas. But most of Zerg units are mineral focuses. You're not injecting. There's an inject. Here's another thing. You can actually Q inject. So you click the queen, you hold down the shift key, press V, and just click that hatchery multiple times, and it'll stack the injects so that you only have to take a few seconds, and it'll dump all your energy into the hatchery and allow you to focus on other things. Like it's really good if you're not getting your injects, which is basically the definition of learning Zergs, is they don't hit their injects yet. So you just kind of continue to attack this guy, and you ultimately develop enough of an army, a strong enough army, with good upgrades. 2-2 versus no upgrades. 2-2 army beats a 0-0 army on equal supply. Now he actually has ultralisks coming in, but he has no army supply. You come over here, he's like, okay, you have no base. Well, I might as well attack in here. And you kind of killed him. just dies. So you did a lot of things right here. I would say find an opening build order. Let's try this again. Find an opening build order and try to get some more drones out a little bit earlier and continue to just build units. Like, you did a really good job not getting supply blocked this game. You did a really good job attacking multiple places at once. A lot of players will just lose games because you attacked like that instead of just sitting back and trying to max out, which is what a lot of players try to do. But you did a really good job in your attacking this game. You made some army units and then you attacked with them. You didn't just make army units and sit there, which is something a lot of lower level players do. I do hope this does help you, and if you are interested in any more help, I can either assist or I can send you to someone who knows a lot more than I do. Thanks, and have an awesome day.